What's up guys, and welcome back again. So in this video I just want to show you how I created this poster. So guys, we are here on our desktop and Affinity photo is open, so let's start creating. So first of all, let's go to file. To create a new document, you just go to file and then new. So this window will pop up. So what you do, you just have to define the document size here, and that is 1080 by 1080 pixels. And then color, we are using RGB because this poster is to be used on the web and precisely on the for the Instagram. And margin, we don't need to care about that for now. So let's go to layout, and then just to create a new document, you just say create, and this blank white document will open in front of us. And as you can see, there is tons of tools in Affinity Photo. So without wasting much time, let's start creating. So for me, I always start by creating the background. So I will select this rectangle tool, and I'll just drag something like that. And because the color is white, you cannot see the change, but let me change the color to something like this. So as you can see, we have started, right? So I'll apply the gradient, and to apply a gradient on this document is very easy. You just grab the gradient tool. Shortcut of course is G, so just grab it and drag like that. Okay, so what Affinity Photo has done, it has picked the color that we had put there, and then using that color has created another color to make the gradient. So when you click here, you see we have our color that we defined, and then we have this color here that Affinity Photo has added for us to make the gradient. So we just click here and change. So let's change something like this. There, nice. So of course, default gradient style is linear, type is linear, but we can change it to radial. I like radial, right? I like radial. And then I'll just reverse or let's just reverse it like that. And sorry for that. So we just drag like this, and boom. So we have our background set, right? And as you can see, this background is nice. So we just have to bring our image on top of this background. So how do we do that in Affinity Photo? Simple. You just come to file, and then you go to place, right? And as you can see, we have our image here. So I will open and just drag it like that. Nice. So let's center. How? Simple. You come to alignment tools here, and if you cannot see this bar here, you just come to this part, alignment, you press it, and then you select center. So our image is at the center, but this image has a challenge, because as you can see, there's more space on this side, the right side, than the left side. So how do we do that? Simple. We just eyeball. So let's reduce this image a little bit, and let's put it at the center. So just left arrow, you just click, you see your eyes, and you feel like there. So it is at the center. So what we do now, as you have seen on the final artwork that we are creating, you have seen that this image is for vegetables, right? But we have salmon here. How are we going to remove this salmon from this photo so that we just remain with vegetables? Easy. So with Affinity Designer, we have this tool called in painting brush, right? So let's select that, and let's just paint over something that we don't need, right? So let's select the image, and let's just paint over like this, and then let go, and AI will do its things, and boom. So we have removed the salmon, and we have remained with vegetables. Hala. So now let's add text. How do we add text in Affinity Photo? Simple. You just come here and you press and hold. So you'll have two options. One is artistic text tool, and another one is frame text tool. So for artistic text tool is just to create titles and subtitles, but if you want large text, then you use frame text tool. So for the sake of for us now, let's use first artistic tool, and then you just drag and drop like that, and you start typing. So we type fresh, and then let's center. Of course, you just come here and center. Let's change the fonts family, font family to some. I like errors. Yeah, this one, errors bold ITC, and boom, we have it like that. So again, let's just confirm it is at the center. Nice one. So the color is black, and let's drop this one down a little bit, and we just I will hold Alt and drag to duplicate, and then let's say vegetables, something like that. And of course this one I'll just reduce the font size to kind of there is nice. And then of course let's go to alignment tools and make sure it is at the center. So what I want to add is fresh delicious vegetables. Okay, so let's grab the tool, like the text tool again, and let's write delicious. Okay, guys, check the spellings. I'm not so good in spelling, so let's see. And then we just put it there. Oh, that looks awkward. So let's fix this. So we'll just grab some script text like this. I like it, and boom, bring it somewhere there and change the color. Just press here, change the color to white, and because it's not so nice, let's change this color also to white. Okay, and this color to something like vegetables, something like there. No, there, or rather let's try sampling these colors here to see if yeah, I like that, but let's just make it light a little bit, like there, and then there. Nice one, I like that. So let's add stroke on delicious and make sure delicious is on top, right? So let's come to layer effects, and let's go to outline, and let's just add that outline like that. And I think that's cool. I'm not gonna do much there. I think that is nice. And then these vegetables, I want to add some texture, right? Some roughness. So how do we do that in Affinity Designer? Affinity Photo is very in Affinity we have Affinity Designer, Affinity Photo, and Affinity Publisher. So I get myself sometimes confusing between those. So we have grabbed the vegetables, and to add grain, like texture, roughness on this is very easy. You see here they have written opacity, so you just double click here and you go this way, and as you can see, voila, there's that grain. Okay, let's also grab this and of course add some noise, and yes, I like it. And this background also, we can add some noise, something like this, just subtle, something small, to make look a bit good. And then our image here, to add some depth. Okay, let's add some drop shadow. Of course, we come to layer effects, and then we go to outer shadow, and then we just increase the radius, something like that, something good. And then the color, of course, we increase a little bit, and let's add the offset to somewhere like there, and then the radius, of course, to make it like that. And as you can see, it has just popped out, and this is how it is, and I like it. So let's do that, and then let's just close this part, and I think we're good. So what I'll do, I'll increase the size of this image a little bit somewhere there, and we are good. Okay, so now that we have the title, fresh delicious vegetables, and let's just drop these vegetables down a little bit so that these delicious can be increased kidogo and then be brought somewhere there. Okay, nice one. I like it that way. So let's add our price tag, of course. So what do we do? Let's grab ellipse tool here, and let's just drag something like that. Okay, So here it is. Let's change the color. We come to color picker, this one, and then we just pick color here. Let's pick the plate color, and then of course Control J to power duplicate, or Control or you can hold Alt and of course drag to create the duplicate, okay, in Affinity Photo. So Shift Alt to just resize a little bit, and then I'll change the color of the top one. Now let's sample this color, right? Something like that. I like it. So now let's put the price. Let's grab the text tool, of course, artistic tool, drag it there, and let's make this one 3,000. Oops, a bit expensive. But it's okay. It's okay. It's just for the tutorial, guys. You don't need to worry about that, right? Of course, but if you want to go out and buy that, so let's sample. Let's make this color black. Let's just grab it and make it black. So you see, you can change it from here, or you can just change it from here, right? So it's black there, and let's add, of course, this one is in Kenya shillings, so let's add KSH, and then of course to create contrast between the money simple and the price itself, you need to make that smaller, and then let's say only, something like that. Okay, and I'll just align them, grab everything like that, and then make sure they are aligned very well and they are well distributed equally. Okay, nice. So what is remaining? Call to action, of course. So let's just grab the artistic tool again and say order, and now it is available. It is available. Okay, something like that. Okay, of course it's just dummy text, and let's align it to the center, something like this, and then let's change this color to white. Of course we need it to be, we need that color to pop, a nice one. And then now let's add the contact information here. How simple. Let's grab our rectangle tool and just drag it there, and let's add the website URL, something like www.myrestaurant.co.ke. So let's change the font of this. I'll use Poppin for that one, so I'll use Poppins, and then I'll change the color to black, something like that, and then I'll just make it like that. So let's duplicate this, and add the contact information as +254 7700000. Of course, just dummy text. It's just dummy text. If you by mistake your number is like this, then I'm sorry, I didn't know that. I mean no harm. And I think we are done. Just as simple as it is. But let me change this font to light. Okay, let's change this to light. Yeah, this one, of course. Nice. And let's align them again. Nice. So I think this is good. So guys, this is it. And to export this, of course, you just come to File, Export, and then here you can decide to export as PNG, JPEG, GIF, GIF, TIFF, whatever, or PDF or PST. So let's go to export here. Let's just do it as PNG, export, and then of course we'll export there, and let's say our fresh veg poster. Okay, so that is good, our fresh veg poster, and we say save. Okay, and immediately that will be saved. So if we go and open, it is here, and it just looks clean, straight to the point. That is it. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.